Let's take a deeper look into the Workspace section. So if I click on Workspace, and again I have options to track my recruits, my insurance cases, and my annuities and rollovers. So let's go ahead and go in and take a look at one of these insurance cases. So right now I've got 4 in the pipeline, and let's say Randy Dunbar has had some progress with his case. So I'm going to go ahead and click over here. That's going to bring me into the detail view of this record. So here we have our first module is the specifics, and if I want to create a new task, I can click this plus icon and add a new task that's specific to this record. Over here I can change the state, and that'll put it in one of those different buckets that I mentioned in the earlier video. So I'm going to leave this as active. I can choose a different disposition if I want to capture that, priority. And over here is where I can see who it's assigned to. So right now this is my case, it's assigned to me. But what I've also done is I've added test user 2, 3, 4, and tester 1 to this to be secondarily assigned to this record. So what this means is that when they log in, they'll be able to see the Randy Dunbar case. So this is good if I want to collaborate with people. If I want to remove anyone, I can just go back and choose that to unassigned, unassigned. And so now just test users 2 and 3 will be able to see this record. I can hit update, and that's going to update it. And basically only these 3 people will be able to see the record. If I only want myself to be able to see the record, I don't want my, say my SMD to be able to see it, I can just choose myself. So that's the specifics module. If I click here, I can minimize that. Next module here we have is our primary contact. This is all our contact info for Mr. Dunbar. Down here we have the insurance details. So here I can put in the policy type, policy number, the carrier, anything that's specific to this particular case. So if I go ahead and click here, I can minimize that. And then here's where we have the checklist, and this is where I can go through and make changes and update. Let's say now Randy has completed all of these all the way up to the personal interview. So now I can update that. I can hit update, and now that's going to update the status out on the main screen. So if I click save all and done, we can see now that Randy Dunbar is now at 60%. So this icon, this graphic here is controlled by that checklist. So let's go back into the Randy Dunbar case. I'm going to minimize these top modules. And here again was the checklist. Minimize that. Down here, this next module is where we put in notes. Anything that I put in here is going to get time and date stamps. So I put in updated case, and then it has a time and date stamp along with my username. So that's very helpful, especially if you have multiple people working on the case. They can put in their notes up here, put in test, hit add, and then you can get a list of different of the comments, and then kind of see how the case is flowing. The last section is where we can upload documents. I can add folders, so I can create multiple folders here, or I can just upload a particular document. So right now there's no files have been uploaded. I can click this icon here, and that'll upload a particular file. Or I can click here and put in a new folder, and then I can upload a file into the test folder. So I can organize my files if I want that. So this has just been a quick review of the insurance module. The recruits and the annuities are set up very similar. So the same thing with the checklist and the contacts. So Captasoft is very easy to use. It's very simple. And this, again, this is specifically set up for WFG Insurance. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll go through and talk about permissions and permission groups.